Alright, so this is part two in the setting up modeling blueprints for Maya, and a couple things that I ran out of time to cover on the last video is if your image size that you're modeling with are like really high resolution images, and these aren't, like I can look in the image size attributes. It's 466 by 161 pixels, so they're not very large, and I don't have to really optimize them too much because they're not going to bog Maya down. But if you needed to, you need to think about the common size on these. Like this front view is 161 by 466 pixels, and the side view is 158 wide by 466 height. So the height is, when we cut it out, the height was the common denominator. So if you have like over 1,000 something pixel image, just make it a 1024, 512, a 256, something like that. And we could do that with these images, but I'm not going to bother. Maya just handles the common, denominator numbers like that more efficiently. Um, we also made them more efficient by the converting them to grayscale. So right now we're going to go inside of Maya and actually demonstrate the part where you map them in. So we have a front and a side view. I'll go under the panels tab here in the window, and orthographic, we'll go front view first. And we're not going to move anything, no camera movement, no mouse. I'm just going to go under view right here in the window pane there, image plane, import image, and it's going to just ask me to look for it. I put it on my desktop, so look for your camera name here. It's front, so we know we need the front view. There it is. It's placed in. Outstanding. I'm going to go back under my little window tab right here, panels, orthographic, side. And then we're going to go under our little view tab here, image plane, import image. Our camera name says side, so we know we need our side view. And then my personal preference is I like working on objects that are facing down, like facing the other way, down the Z, and he's actually facing up. So I'm just going to go back into Photoshop real quick with the side view. Image, I believe it's rotate canvas, flip horizontal, and then I'm just going to hit save, and we just resaved him and I flipped him. It's just a personal preference thing, and should be while he's still selected with yellow around his edges, and if he's deselected and it turns blue like that, you can just go back under view, as long as you're still in the side view that he's been placed in, image plane attributes, and there it is, image plane 2. And here it is right here, the image file, and I'm just going to remap it, side view, and it'll flip him back. Okay, you have to be in that camera view. If I go into here, panels, perspective, and perspective view, I can see both of them. But when I go under view, image plane, there's no attributes because there's nothing mapped into the perspective camera. But there is a faster way to do it. If you're in the perspective view and you just drag select over one and it turns highlighted green like that, and you open up your channel box over here, you know how you have your attribute editor right here next to the render settings, your tool selections, and then your channel box right here, third right one. You can go down to where inputs is image plane, and you can do adjustments there. So with it selected, I can go in there and with the center X, Y, we can move it up if you want it above the grid. Like I found out that I think in the Y axis centered 15, he sits right on the grid. So we got him up there. I'm going to select the other one, go down to inputs, image plane, we'll center him up at 15 too. So they're perfectly evenly up there. So now what I want to do is I want to make it to where when I go in my orthographic view, I see the views, clearly. But when I go in my perspective, I don't want to see them in the perspective window. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to like my orthographic front view, image plane attributes, and just check under display, looking through camera. And I'm going to do the same thing with my side view, image plane attributes, and looking through camera. Now when I go back to my perspective view, I'm not going to see anything but the geometry. Okay, so right now they're placed in. And when you start modeling, you can start modeling from the front view, the back view, whatever you want to do. Another thing too, it's cool is if you want to be able to see through this and you think that it's too intense, when you're in whatever view you're in, go to the attributes again, image plane, attributes, image plane 1 is what it is, and just turn on the alpha gain, and you can see right there. I mean, it's semi-transparent now, and I like working that way too. And it's only for that view. If I go to the side view, he's going to be intense too, so we can just go in the little view tab here, image plane attributes for image plane 2, turn down the alpha gain a little, and I'll go back to my orthograph